a table. God has a throne and an altar. In his altar, he receives sacrifice. In his throne, he judges. He dispenses judgment. Now, an angel stood behind he that sat, and cried with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?" Verse 3, and no man in heaven. Oga, if you don't have evidence, speak the whole grammar in the world. Thrones will not respond to you. Everyone that came from heaven hadn't the required witness. They presented their cases and they lost. And some came from the earth. Their evidences were nullified. Some came from under the earth. No one was able to open or even to look. And I wept. He said, I wept. He said, I wept much. I came to speak to somebody. Maybe you've been crying. Jesus said, I should tell you tonight, weep no more. He said, weep no more, for the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. What did he say? The Lion of the tribe of Judah and the root of who? He said, the root of who? The word of there does not speak of Jesus' genealogy. He said the root of, that is Jesus, was that root that David stood upon when he yanked off the head of Goliath. Who is your root? He said the root of David. That was the root David stood, and he did not lose one battle. Who are you standing upon? The root of David is a mobile altar. That was the altar that David stood upon, and he never lost a battle. I can see myself standing on him. When you stand on him, giants will become dwarf before your eyes. He said he has prevailed to take the book, loose the seals, and open the book. Do you know how he entered there? He entered by the witnesses. Now the Bible says in verse 6, and I beheld, and lo, in the middle of the throne, the four beasts, and in the middle of the elders stood a lamb, as though it had been what? The blood. The blood. And evidence. Having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God. The Spirit. The Spirit. And he, the Lamb, is the Word. He came with a testimony. Sent forth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. Which throne is in charge of your matter? This throne is the highest throne. This throne is the highest. If he could go there and take the book from this throne, which throne is in charge of that barrenness? Which throne is in charge of that sickness? Which throne is in charge of that predicament? Which throne is in charge of that pain? He walked in there as a mobile altar. The Spirit spoke, witnessed for him. The blood witnessed for him. No wonder that blood was a mark, the mark of Jesus. He resurrected with it. Did you realize that Jesus' mark did not disappear? You know why? The marks of sacrifice will never disappear. It's eternal. He resurrected with a new body, but the marks were still there. Because that mark was a witness. That sacrifice was a witness. And he arrived there as a throne, as an altar. He took the book. I see lives that will be snatched from the hands of Satan tonight. Destinies that will be snatched out of thrones. Lives that have been bound. Lives that have been bound. Destinies that have been bound. Ordinations that have been bound. Tonight you will explode. I want you to shout, I'm a mobile altar. There is no darkness, there is no power, there is no force of hell that can stop me. I'm a fire blazing mobile altar. I want you to imagine, mentalize it. As you move, Satan is falling, Satan is crumbling. Come out of that predicament, come out of that shame, that reproach, that pain, spiritual laziness, spiritual wilderness. Tonight I embrace the glory. I embrace power. The keys are no longer in the hands of the devil. Hear me as I close. Hear me as I close. In the Old Testament, there was a sequence, and the Lord will hear the heaven. The heaven will hear the earth. The earth will hear the witnesses, and the witnesses will respond to Jezreel. Now listen to me. You are that mobile altar now. He resides in you. The earth understands that a work of salvation took place in your life the day you confessed. There was a register in heaven that ticked your name good. I'm saying that you don't need to go to any physical altar. While it is true that we can have places we consecrate for prayer, it is part of it. But I'm saying that you may not have the opportunity to visit one. Right inside the bus, you are an altar. Hey! As you are walking on the street, you are an altar. As you are bathing in the bathroom, you are an altar. I will that men pray everywhere. They are mobile altars. They don't need. It shall come to pass in that day that neither in Jerusalem nor on this mountain, but men shall worship me in spirit and in truth, because they will become mobile altars. Anywhere you are, you can connect to heaven. You can connect, you can connect. Can somebody, oh my God, I want you to explode in the spirit in the next 3 minutes. I'm a mobile altar. Satan will suffer much damage. Satan will suffer much damage. Oh my God. Tambre kole satanaya. Limanesa. Oh my God. I hear the Spirit say, set your spirit on fire. Set your spirit on fire. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. Set your spirit on fire. Set your spirit on